Hey everyone, I'm Jessica Brigden of Jess B Creative Cardiology, and I'm so excited to be joining you here today to share the Boho Indigo product medley. And Stampin' Up! Calls it a product medley for a reason because there is so much product in this medley, and I have a lot to show you. So I'm just gonna flip the camera and we're gonna go ahead and get started. And if you've got your catalog, go ahead and turn it to page 9 because that is where you will find the Boho Indigo product medley. Okay, so just a second here. And we are in position. Here we go. We've got our Boho Indigo product medley here on page 9 that you can see. It is really amazing because you get the stamp set and the paper and the dies and the ribbon and the die cuts, all of these awesome things all in this medley together. So what I've done, because it is a little bit hard to see, is I've put them together on some sheets so that you can see these a little bit better here. Okay, so when you order the product medley, it comes all together in the Ziploc baggie. So in here you've got your stamp set, you've got your paper pack, and you do get 48 sheets, but as you can see, all I've got are bits and pieces left because I've used so much of it. You also get a duo pack of ribbon in this gorgeous Night of Navy. This is a 1/2-inch grosgrain with frayed edges. And then you also get this really pretty 1/4-inch gold ruched ribbon. And then we also get some flower embellishments in here too. We get 2 sizes. There's a medium flower here. These are felt flowers with little beads on them. So you get a bunch of the larger ones. Now they are all white, but you can see I've played around a little bit and have colored some of them with my Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, so you can see that you can really make them in any color that you wish. All right, so those are some of the amazing things that come in the medley, and then I've tucked inside my stamp case the set of dies that are there as well. Okay, so that we can see these a little bit better, I have put together a little project sheet so that you can see 3 of the vases have stamps that coordinate as well as dies, and then a single flower as well as a trio of flower. Those have stamps and die cuts. For the 3 leaf dies, I'm not sure if you can see, but they also emboss on there as well, so you get that really neat veining of the leaves. 3 of the little vases have these really cute little die cut patterns and a little bit of stitching on them. And then this other vase here, you can use it with anything. It doesn't have a stamp that coordinates, but of course it's perfect for die cutting any of the patterns of the designer series paper. And then also with the stamps, there is this leafy green image and then cute little accent piece too. You also get 3 designs of Very Vanilla embossed paper, and really this is all I have left. So I went ahead and added sponged a little ink on here. So you can see there is a diamond pattern, there is a little like a petal burst pattern, and then a pretty little floral X pattern there as well. And then for the designer series paper, of course you get 48 sheets. So you are getting what do they call it? You get 8 each of 6 double-sided designs. So I've paired the front and the back together, so you can see the different patterns that are here. And on the projects I'm going to show you, I've used pretty much all of those. Okay, you also get 3 sheets, so you get 2 each of 3 designs of the die cuts. So you get 2 sheets of these gorgeous garden green with gold foil leaves. And then you've also got the sheets with the Very Vanilla and the gold foil. They've got a couple of flowers on there, tags and labels. So I just thought that was an easier way for you to see them. All right, so the colors that coordinate with this product medley are Garden Green, Gold, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, and Very Vanilla. And you may want to add in just a little bit of crumb cake as well. Of course, with them being neutral colors, you can definitely add any colors to it. For example, on this card, I added some Coastal Cabana, and I colored the little flowers with my Stampin' blends in Magenta Madness, Coastal Cabana, and Mango Melody there. So you can see how just you can add any color to it to give it an extra little pop. But really everything you need is in the product medley. So like I said, you might want to add in just a few sheets of cardstock and then those same colors in your ink pads. So I've got some Garden Green, my Misty Moonlight, my Night of Navy, and then my crumb cake here as well. Okay, so let me show you some fun projects that you could do with this medley. So you could start out simple with these. I paired a little bit of crumb cake with my Night of Navy and Vanilla, stamped sentiments and little flowers, and then added some of that gold ribbon there. And then these are another couple of fun. I added in a faux pinwheel technique here, and then added the little flowers to the center, and I used the label die cuts from the medley and went ahead and stamped on them. Okay, so you could use some more of the die cuts. Here I've added in some of the flowers, some of the gold foil leaves, a little bit of ribbon, and you can see how well the patterns mix together. So you could pair really anything and you can't go wrong. They're all gorgeous. You could perhaps add in a punch like the postage stamp, the rectangle postage stamp punch, like on these two cards. Here I used the postage punch as a background accent and then added on 3 of the Garden Green and gold foil leaves with dimensionals. And this particular card was a swap that I had received, but it's so beautiful. They used the Boho Indigo paper here and then paired it with the new Postage Due stamp set. All right, we've got a couple more designs here. Like I said, you can mix and match your colors. So I paired the Garden Green with some Night of Navy. I stamped the largest of the vases, add a couple of the die cuts and the little leaf. And then here on this one, I used Misty Moonlight as the back. I actually used that little accent stamp to create a border. And this is the little die cut with one of the cute little punch out designs on the bottom, which I layered over the gold foil on the tag so that it stands out a little bit more. And then we've got pretty little leaves on top of the stamped leaf image. And then this card was actually what got me started on the make and take that I have for you today. So with this, I used a whole sheet of the designer paper as the focal point of my background, stamped and die cut the vase, and then did a trio of the pretty little accent flowers there with some gold ribbon. Okay, so let me show you, oh, one more. So these are also great for 3D items. So I cased the project that was there on page 9 of the catalog with the gold foil treat boxes here. Added the die cuts, a little stamping. The tags there are 2 ribbons. And how fun would that be to perhaps fill with chocolates or cookies and give as a gift to someone that you love. Okay, so let me show you the card that you'll be making here today. This is a center step fold card. So as you can see, the center here, and it has a step. You can kind of see how it steps out there. Everything has been pre-cut and scored for you. So you'll have a piece like this of the Night of Navy, and then in your goodie bag are all of the accent pieces here. But I really, before I show you how to put it together, I really wanted to show you how to cut and score this so that if you wanted to make some on your own, that you would know how to do that. And our Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer is amazing because it has both the cutting and the scoring blades, and it has the measurements along the ruler here on the, whatever you call this, to hold it in place there. So everything is right there. Okay, so this is a standard sheet of cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to just kind of move the blades out of the way, and we're going to put this up at the 1 1/4 mark. So we're gonna do each side first. So we're gonna mark it at 1 1/4 over here on the edge. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is the 1 inch, and then a little bit beyond that is the 1/4. All right, and we're going to cut first. So I'm gonna slide, the light gray is the scoring, dark, I say dark for death because that once you cut it, it's final. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this so that I can see it here along the ruler with your paper there at the 1 1/4 mark. You are going to set your cut blade at 1 inch. So right here on your trimmer, you're gonna just push that in at the 1 inch mark, and you're going to slide it to the 5 1/4 mark. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put that down so that I can actually do this so that it's square. Okay, so we're gonna cut from 1 inch to 5 1/4, and you really don't have to push too hard. All right, so you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna flip this over and you're gonna do it again so that you can do each side. And since your blade's already there at 5 1/4, just slide it back to the 1 inch mark. That is the only cutting that you have to do. So you have 2 parallel lines cut on here. All right, slide that dark for death cut blade out of the way. And now we're going to do all of our scoring. So this time you're going to rotate your paper 90 degrees there. And we want to start down here at this end. So make sure that the kind of the narrower end is coming along here. Let me rotate the trimmer so we can see this a little better. Okay, so you'll have the wider end to the right. You're gonna start with the kind of the narrower part going in at the 1 inch mark. And then you're going to use your score just on, and then just pick it up a little bit and move it. And then we're gonna score it again. So you're gonna score each 1 1/4 inch side. Then you're gonna slide it over to the 2 inch mark, and you're gonna do the same thing. Just score it up to that cut line on each side, and then slide it up to 5 1/4. And again, score each side up to the cut mark. Okay, now slide it back to 4 1/4, and we're going to score the center just between the cut marks. Okay, all of this is in a written tutorial which is uploaded here for you, but I did want you to see that because sometimes it's easier, if you're a visual person, it's easier to see it than just to hear it. So we've got our parallel cut lines, then we scored it at 1 inch, at 2 inch, at 5 1/4, and then we scored the center at 4 1/4. And now you can see how these start to fold, and there you create your steps with the center that stands out. Okay, so that part has been done for you. Like I said, I hope you will give this a try. Now we'll take all of the little goodies from our envelope here. So like I said, with these being neutral colors, you really could pair them with anything. So I did add in some Daffodil Delight, add a little pop of color here. So what we're going to do first, so as you can see, I used several of the different patterns from the Boho Medley paper pack. So some of you will have the floral with the blue, and then some of you will have kind of the vanilla floral with the leaves. And of course, these are double-sided, so you are welcome to flip and rotate these so that it's however you like it. Okay, so we're going to stick on our longest piece first and find my adhesive here. Okay, so with this one, I like the blue leaves. I want the blue leaves showing. So I'm gonna put my adhesive on the vanilla side. This goes right here along the bottom. You will have 1/4 of an inch, just about, on each side. Okay, and then go ahead and open it. And these next 2 pieces are going to fit here on each side. So with those, I want the floral showing. And again, you will have about 1/4 of an inch border all the way around it. Okay, so you can see how it's taking shape already. You've got a piece of gold foil that is going to go right here in the center, just below that score line, so you can fold it up if that's easier for you. And we'll go ahead and glue this flat. And again, all of the measurements are in the written tutorial there for you. Okay, so we'll mount that right in the center. So pretty, it gives it that nice contrast. And then with our Very Vanilla piece, we're not gonna glue it down yet because we're going to place all of our little accessories first. So in lieu of stamping, I've used the small bloom punch, which goes great. I've popped that out with some Daffodil Delight, and then I used Garden Green. And again, all of you have a different leaf. There are 3 die cut leaves here in with the die cuts. So each of you will have a surprise leaf in your kit here. So I wanted to show you just a little technique that's really cool to do with these embossed pieces. So I did die cut the vase from the Embossed Very Vanilla sheets. So I'm gonna take my Night of Navy ink pad, and I've got a sponge dauber here. So I mean, you could see it looks pretty cool. You can mount it with dimensionals as is, but if you do have a Night of Navy or Misty Moonlight, if you've got an ink pad handy and a sponge dauber, then go ahead and just ink that up and gently rub it onto the embossed piece. You start light and you can always add in more, go a little bit darker. All right, and that brings out the texture of the vase, which is really neat. So some of you will have, like I said, there's 3 different kinds of embossing, so you'll each have a different pattern. And once that is done, you're gonna visualize where you want to place it here. And make sure you've got room for your leaf. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick my leaf down first. I'm just gonna use a little bit of my Stampin' Steel here and visualize where I want that to go and tack that in place. Now that that's in, I can go ahead and add dimensionals to the back of my vase. So I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 here. Okay, and we'll stick that right in the center. Then we'll use another dimensional on the back of our daffodil bloom. And stick that right about here. And then in your kit, you each do have a little pearl. So it might be hidden in a corner crevice of your envelope, but it should be in there. And we're gonna place that pearl right in the center of our bloom. And then we've got our daffodil ruched ribbon. This is in the annual catalog. And you've got 2 pieces that are the exact same length. So what I like to do is place this across the front and then tack it to the back. So I'm just gonna flip this over and apply my adhesive on all 4 sides. And pick that up, go ahead and put my ribbon in place. All right, this new Stampin' Steel works really good. Okay, so we've got the ends taped behind. Adding a little bit of adhesive over top of that ribbon. We'll go ahead and place this onto our card. Just watch your inky fingers. And then we'll take the second piece of ribbon, slide it under, and just tie a little knot, which we can then trim up the ends. The nice thing about doing it this way is that it's loose and you can slide it in either direction. Okay, so I'm gonna trim up my ends just a bit. Okay, and there you have it, our center step fold card. These are cool because they do stand up, and then you can actually see the steps. So I hope you've enjoyed this fun fold. It's one that I really like. It looks great when used with all kinds of projects and products, and I hope you enjoy and add the Boho Indigo product medley to your next order. So thank you so much, everybody. Have fun today and enjoy.